I've got my wood firmly held. I've got my tools that I used for the beginners project, my V tool, my medium gouge and my flat gouge. I'm going to start with the V tool because our first job, as before, is going to be to line in or outline the feather. So we separate the feather from the wood that we're going to take away. Low angle grip as before, checking which side is the safe side, if you like, and which side is a waste. I'm going to start my cut just to the outside of the line, and I'm tilting the tool away so that this face here is more vertical. So I can do that like this on this side here, like this, a couple of times until I think I'm just above the line I'm going to, and then I have to swap hands this way because the grain is giving me the good side to this stalk. This quill. Cut that off here, and then on this side I'm going to go round here, this way, tilting this way so that it's more vertical to the feather, and then coming down on this side like this. Needn't worry about being too accurate with the line. It is a feather and we are making it up a little bit as we go along. So come along here like so. Stopping short at the quill part and then coming in here like so. I'll show you that. There it is. I've outlined all the way around with the V tool to what I think is just above this line. Definitely not below. I can always go further down, but I don't want to go below that. So that's the first stage, lining in. The next step is to lower the background. And we do this with that sort of ploughing action we had, where we take a deeper gouge and we just come in from the outside and just start taking off strips like this. Now the thing about this gouge, which is a number 6, is a medium gouge, is that for me to go deep, I'm going to have to bury the corner of the gouge, and that's not really good carving practice because it becomes out of control. So where I do want to go deeper, what I would normally do is I switch to a tool like this. This is a number 9 or a semicircular gouge, and you can see that you can go a lot deeper before the corners dig in. And the other thing you can do with this gouge is you can rotate the handle like this. Because this is an arc of a circle, it actually rotates really nicely. So you can do sort of scooping cuts like this. So this would certainly be a tool that I'd recommend you get if you're going to do more of this sort of clearing away. Something that's a bit deeper than our number 6. But I'm going to carry on with the tool I've got, and it'll only take me a little bit longer. So I'm going straight across the grain, ploughing the surface. So I'll do one series of cuts, like so. I'll work my way along, then I'll do another series of cuts, like this. Until the idea is that I arrive at this cut here, just above that line. Just a fraction just above the line. That's what I'm going to try and do. And we're going to try and get that to go straight across. So nice long ploughing cuts. There, I'm just above the line there. And can you see that I've got my elbow and my forearm resting like this? It's not necessarily just to do this. You can put your whole weight here like this and almost use your body behind it. That's a very good way of working. I'm taking a little bit of trouble over this, making sure that's as level as I can get, because that'll certainly speed up the process next time. So I've done one side now, you can see it like that there, and now I'm going to flip it over and I'll do exactly the same on the other side. So this end here is just above that line there, and there's my guide, so I can move my way along. So at this stage, the end of this stage, the feather should look like this. We've got a ploughed background, fairly uniform, and looking just as if it's sitting just above our final surface. Don't worry about this mess in here, around here. We're going to clean that up later. It's a waste of time to do anything about it now. So when you've got it to this stage, the next stage is to flatten this surface. The tool I need for levelling off the surface is a flat gouge. This is the number 3, or the flattest gouge we've got. One of the best ways of working is across the grain like this, as you did before, but slicing the cut. So what I'm doing is I'm taking off all those ridges and coming down to a level surface. So this surface is going to be a finished surface. In other words, I'm not, when I've left here, I'm not coming back. So the tool is going forwards and drifting a bit to the side. So I'm going to work my way all the way along, like this. I'm going to come up to the feather, and anytime I dig in, I'm going to go over that and clean it up. So I'm cleaning up, making sure I've got a nice flat surface as I go along. Now this is a narrow gouge, not very wide, and you can see that if you had a wider gouge, something like this, you could really increase the speed at which you can work a lot. So this is a tool that I would recommend. So a wider number 3, if you're going to do a lot of flattening, will save you an awful lot of time. You see how much, and also it's a much more level surface in a way. But I'm going to go back to the tool we've got and carry on flattening the surface. Now you can go along the grain, like in this direction, but you don't really know what the fibres are doing underneath. They might be rising up, in which case this is in the right direction, this is with the grain, but coming this way you might dig in. So you can finish off this way, but if you find the tool digging into the grain, it means you've got to reverse the direction. So just pay attention to that. So by all means work this way if you can find a direction with the grain, and if it goes and starts digging in, then reverse the direction. So I'm going to work all my way over one side and turn it round and do the other. And here I'm right down on that scored line. That's the line we put in right at the beginning with the marking gauge. Let me just demonstrate for you the problem with this grain going along it. I can't see how the fibres are going underneath, but if I come in this direction here, can you see how this is ploughing into the wood? The tool is wanting to dive down into the wood between the fibres. This direction, you can see it gives a clean cut, so this is with the grain in this direction. This direction is against the grain. But if I come like this, I'm sort of doing a mixture of width and across at the same time. So just going back, if you want to go along the grain, just pay attention, and if it starts chewing up, it starts digging into the wood, the only thing you can do is come in the opposite direction like this and clean up that surface. So you're working across the whole of the wood, finishing off. So this is now a finished surface. This is what the carving looks like at the end of this stage. You've got a fairly flat, it doesn't have to be geometrically flat or engineeringly flat, but it's got a look flat background that's all cleaned up without any tears. And what about all this here? Well, it's a waste of time to really do too much on that because we're going to clean up the edge and model this next. But what we can do to make it a little bit more easy to see is just take away some of this wood here. And I would just go back very carefully with my V-tool and just nibble that off. What I don't want to do is go below this surface. So very carefully, just remove a little bit. You can leave, some still here, but just skim that off, like so, so that you can see the edge a little bit more cleanly. And again, I've left a tiny bit there as opposed to a lot. And on this side, I'll do the same. So I'll just skim this off. Run the V-tool around here, take some of that, a lot of that off. See, that just makes it a little bit easier to see that edge. Okay, so this is a very rough setting of the edge, and as I said, quite importantly, I haven't gone below the surface. In fact, I've still left a little bit, but I can see the edge of the feather quite clearly.